Hi, this series of videos is on the topic of rational numbers. Let's get started. Here we have the number line that you're very familiar with by now, and recall the definition of a number. A number is a point on the number line. Notice that when I introduced you to the number line, these were the points whose labels we knew, and these points labels are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And those numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, that collection has a name. It's called the set of whole numbers, usually denoted by the letter capital N. And then after that we looked at some more points to the right of 0, and we labeled those points with a fraction symbol. So recall from the fraction videos that the set of all fractions, they are simply all multiples of all unit fractions. So another way of saying that is as follows. Suppose m and n are whole numbers and n is not equal to 0. This symbol, a whole number over a non-zero whole number, m over n is a fraction, is what we said in the fractions video, and we said precisely which fraction m over n is. And this is the language we used. We said m over n is the mth multiple of the unit fraction 1 over n. To find out which point 1 over n is, we partition the unit segment into n equal parts, and each part is of length 1 over n. The first point to the right of 0 is 1 over n. The second point is 2 over n, and so on. So that way you can count off and find the point whose label is m over n. And that point m over n, you can call it as the mth multiple of 1 over n, or we can also say m over n is m copies of the unit fraction 1 over n. So that is a very quick summary from our fraction videos. So today what I would like to get started on is looking at the left side of 0 on the number line. Here we have many points, infinite number of points. Each of those points is also a number. At the current time, we don't have labels for any of those points on the left of 0. So today I will give you labels for some of the points on the left of 0. So let's do that now. So I have the number line here. I've redrawn it here with only the number 0 on it, and I've suppressed all of the other numbers and their labels, but pretend that they are there. And now look at what I have here. Consider a number p so that p is not equal to 0. So let me right away just pick any point and mark it as p. And I'm now going to show you how to label another point on the number line that is very closely related to p. Which is that point? Label by p star the point that is a mirror reflection of p across from 0. So for that, what I do is I pretend like this 0 is a mirror, and here's my point p. And now to say I'm looking for the mirror reflection of p is to look on the opposite side on the number line of 0 and find a point so that that point and p are of the same distance from 0. So I'll kind of approximately do this and find this point. So this point is, we call it the mirror reflection of the point p across this number 0. And I'm asking you to label now this point as p star. This is my notation. So notice what this means. P and p star are always going to be on opposite sides of 0. That's what my star notation is saying. And p and p star are always equidistant from 0. So similarly, if I were to pick another point, let's say I pick this point, and that point is a number, because a number is a point on the number line, and every point on the number line is a number. Let's say that point's name is A. Just knowing this point gives us a way to label another point that's related to A, which is that point. We look for the mirror reflection of A across 0 on the number line. So this point's mirror reflection would be on the opposite side. So since A is to the left of 0, we look for that point on the right of 0 in such a way that this point and A are of the same distance from 0. And I just approximately plotted that point. what this notation is telling you is that if this point is called A, we're going to be calling this point A star. So once again note, A and A star are on the opposite sides of 0, and A and A star are same distance from 0. Keep this notation in mind, and now because we know the labels of these points 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we should now be able to label the mirror reflections of all of these points on the left hand side by 1 star, 2 star, 3 star and 4 star. So let's do that right now. So here I have drawn the number line once again, and what I notice is on the right hand side of the number line we have these points which are labeled by 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I look at the mirror reflection of those points on the left hand side. So I marked off those points already here for you, and by our notation of these stars, if this point's name is 1, then its mirror reflection's name is 1 star. If this point's name is 2, by our notation, the mirror reflection of 2, you would find it on the opposite side. Here, same distance from 0, 2 units distance from 0, and we would label that as 2 star. So that's what I have done out here. We can also do it for fractions. We look at the points on the right side of 0 that we know are fractions. For instance, this point we know its name is 1/2. If you look at its mirror reflection here, by our star notation, we are saying we can write it as same thing as this. Put parentheses just because it makes it look cleaner, and then this guy's name is 1/2 and then a star. Similarly, this point is the fraction 3 and 1/4, and now look at its mirror reflection. So for that, go 3 and 1/4 units to the left. So we find this point, which is at the distance 3 and 1/4 from 0, and that point's name is exactly this, except that we put a star. So so now you can see all of the fractions that are in here allow us to label all of their mirror reflections by the star notation. 0 itself, we define 0 star to be the same point as 0. So notice a point and its star are on the opposite sides of 0. They are the same distance from 0. We also call 1/2 and 1/2 star as opposites of each other. I'll explain more on that very soon. So right now, when we say rational numbers, the set of rational numbers, this is what we mean. We mean it's the collection of all of the fractions that we already are very familiar with, which I said is all the multiples or all of the unit fractions. If we take all of those fractions together with their mirror reflections, that is points on the left side of 0, that big collection is what we refer to as the set of rational numbers, and sometimes the set of rational numbers is denoted by the letter Q. So we'll explore more facts about these rational numbers in the next video. Thank you.